Yeah. Good, yeah? Good evening to the BLP family. Special good evening to the people of St. Joseph. The people of St. Joseph have been special to the Barbados Labour Party because we have represented this parish for over 62 years. 62 years from 1951 to 2018, we have represented this parish. And we have given good representation to the people of St. Joseph. I want to say that the Barbados Labour Party over the past 50 years have treated the Barbadian public with respect. We gave you not only adult suffrage, but we also give you the Tenantry Freehold Purchase Act, which empowered Barbadians more than anything else after adult suffrage. And we continue to move the people forward. What has happened over the past 10 years is regrettable. And I say so because right here in St. Joseph, you have seen a lot of neglect. In fact, I must say that I was the last Minister of Public Works under the Barbados Labour Party government. And we have seen a situation where a bridge was supposed to be constructed in 2006. Money was left in 2007 for it, the Joes River Bridge, and this government has done nothing. After 10 years, the bridge is still to be built. We were able to do other things in this parish, like the police station and library right here at Horse Hill, Blackmans. This government has done nothing in the last 10 years for the people of St. Joseph. And I dare say, when you look around Barbados, one can say that they did very little for the people of Barbados. After 10 years of DLP rule, we have very little to show. Tonight, I want to spend most of my time looking at some of the things that this government has not done and how they have neglected the people of this country. But first, I want to say that I had a friend. His name was Peter Scott. And he was with us last Sunday at the playing field at Rice's. He died a broken man. He was dismissed by this administration from the Rural Development Commission unfairly. He went to court and won the battle. And after 5 years, the government have refused to give him a blind cent. How many people this government has unfaired? Not only have they unfair you for unjust reason, but we believe it was for political reasons. Thousands of our friends were sent home from the National Conservation Commission, from NHC, Rural Development Commission, Urban Development Commission, and all across the government service. People were sent home. And this government refused to appoint people after they were in the job for 3 years or more. The 2007 amendment to the Civil Service Act mandated that persons who were working for 3 or more years had to be appointed. This government refused to appoint people. Like Peter Scott, many thousands of Barbadians cannot get their income tax returns, their VAT returns. Civil servants live from paycheck to paycheck. The ordinary man in the street live from paycheck to paycheck. Wages have not been increased after 10 years. The average household in Barbados is reeling under DLP administration. Many, like Peter Scott, cannot pay their loans. They have lost their homes. And many people tonight are before the law courts for their homes. This government of the Democratic Labour Party simply does not care. And while they do not care, Many people cannot feed their families after paying so much taxes. Because you hear from the member for St. Peter, the next member for St. Peter, that taxes are high, but yet the roads in our country is in a dilapidated state. Today, many of you families here only cook one meal per week, and that's Sunday. Life under Democratic Labour Party is hard, real hard. Some children at this school, and I tell you what I know, some children at this school only go to school but have no lunch money. And they go home some evenings to find their cupboards bare. Jones, the Minister of Education, called them demons. That these children are demons. But what he does not understand, that these children need nourishment. These children need care. Barbados, under the Democratic Labour Party, is reeling under poverty. And we cannot take them anymore. We cannot take the dams anymore. Everything in this country is popped down, according to young people. Everything is popped down. But you know, the transport board, as I speak to you, is the most popped down of all. We are operating today with only 65 buses. And you see what has happened. That today's paper, the newspaper, The Nation reports that 135 buses are off the road. That's why you cannot get a bus. I want to say to you that the Democratic Labour Party tonight is paying a consultant out of Trinidad $20,000 a month. But the buses cannot be fixed. These buses were being fixed at UCAL, they were being fixed at Transtech, and they were being fixed at other Barbadian companies. I am saying to you, to bring a consultant out of Trinidad to pay him $20,000, yet you cannot fix the bus, is scandalous. It is real scandalous. I want to say to you that in 2006, the Barbados Labour Party committed that we would have bought 50 buses in any 1 year. 50 buses. We would have bought 50 buses, and these new buses, you know, out of Brazil or out of Germany. And the last buses that were built and were brought here was in 2007. The Democratic Labour Party came into power in 2008. 10 years after, the buses have no buses have been brought in this country after 2008. The private sector has taken over. And you remember, Ms. Mack, the Democratic Labour Party last election put a lady in a bus saying that they will not privatize. I am saying to you that the situation in Barbados today means that the government has virtually privatized the transport board and the transport sector. Because in the private sector, you now have over 200 buses operating, while only 65 buses are operating out of transport board. And the private sector now has to come in not only to play the routes, but also to be involved in the school bus system. We told you that this is a tricky, tricky government. The people of Barbados voted for this. You voted for this. So when you cannot get a bus, when you have to stand up in St. Joseph, in St. Andrew for 4 hours, you have to blame the people of Barbados because we told you. And now they're coming to you again, asking for your vote. After 10 years of nothing you can see, they're asking for your vote. Roads in the worst condition. And what government has responded to passion these roads. I want to say to you that by 2006, we were not only refurbishing roads across Barbados, we were widening the ABC highway between 2003, ladies and gentlemen, and 2008. We were widening the ABC highway. We also did the Bridgetown improvement roads. We did highway 1 to 7. We were spending in any 1 year at Public Works between our team as well as the private sector over $200 million in road refurbishment. Today, this government cannot get $50 million in road repairs. What they do, you're patching roads. In fact, people say you have more patches in the road than roads in the patch. So you have big problem. You have real problem. That is the life under the Democratic Labour Party. What do you see? What do you see? Can you point to one thing that this government has really done? I want to turn to agriculture because I am now shadowing agriculture in Parliament. And I want to say to you that, you know, when we look at agriculture, people think that agriculture is something that we cannot get anything out of. That agriculture is hard work. It is hard work. But we believe that the sugar industry in Barbados is one of the vital industries that we must keep. What has happened over the past 10 years is this, that when we left the sugar industry, and I'm pointing to you to the facts, in 2006, 2007, we were producing 30,000 tons of sugar. And I want you to remember that. And you know that by 2016, this government has reduced agriculture, the sugar industry, to a mere 6,000 tons. Can you imagine this? Within a space of 8 years, this Democratic Labour Party has reduced even the agriculture sector. And that's why I ask you to point to one success. Point to one success under the Democratic Labour Party. They point to tourism. They point to numbers. But they cannot point to receipts. They cannot point to receipts. So that in every area, life has been hard because of the Democratic Labour Party policies. But you know, in the sugar industry, what has happened? When you pass tonight by Andrew's Sugar Factory, what did you see? You saw a factory that was started 5 years ago, and it has not got off the ground yet. This is the Democratic Labour Party. Start something before they're ready. We had a program to put a new sugar factory at Buckley. The Dem said no. After many studies, the Dem said we'll come to Andrews. And they brought the same program, but they did not carry out a study at Andrews, so therefore it was not ready. So after 5 years, the people in that village have protested, so that they have not got off the ground as yet. You have a problem, and we cannot allow the sugar industry to die. Under the Democratic Labour Party, the sugar industry will die. And we believe in the Barbados Labour Party that we can resuscitate the sugar industry, and we can bring this industry to produce as much as 50,000 tons of sugar. But you know what the problem is? That the government of the day refused to pay the farmers the money that is deserving of them. For this year's crop, I want you to know that they have not even paid the farmers yet the last payment that is due to them. So therefore, farmers cannot plant the present crop. They cannot reap the present crop. They cannot plant the next crop when it's due. So they have problems within the Ministry of Agriculture. And what is the minister telling you? The minister is not telling you the facts that we were producing and we were doing more in terms of carrot, beets. We were really doing well in agriculture when the Barbados Labour Party formed the government. But what has happened? Under the Democratic Labour Party, they have reduced every considerable things within this country. When you look not only in agriculture and sugar, when you look at the fishing industry, what do you see? You see an industry that has been left to itself. The fish industry is one of the industries that can really not only employ more people, but can really help bring in foreign exchange into this country. We signed an agreement with the European Union way back in the early part of this century. And under the European agreement, we are supposed to improve market condition. The Bridgetown market is in a mess. Oyston market is in a mess. The one at Western is the best of all, but that is not suitable. So we definitely need to upgrade our market facilities in order for us to export fish to the European Union. We have to do much more. And all of these things were done while the Barbados Labour Party was in power. I want you to know that this is nothing new. So the government is not putting anything new on the table. What they are doing is continuing a program that was started by the Barbados Labour Party to resuscitate the fishing industry. All of these things run, and we can go through a number of areas that we believe under a new Barbados Labour Party government, run by Mayor Mortley, will surely bring new jobs to Barbados. Under a new Barbados Labour Party administration, we will not only resuscitate the sugar industry, and I heard the member for St. John speaking here just now. If you look at St. John, for example, you have over 3,000 acres of land idle at Todd's, idle at Wakefield. You have a lot of plantations up there idle. And we believe that it can be resuscitated with a new Barbados Labour Party administration. I am saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that you have but one choice in this new election. Election is just around the corner. In fact, the Democratic Labour Party will want to hold on as long as they can. But Parliament will come to an end either the 4th or the 5th of next month. And we believe that the present government wants to hold on, to do their own thing, where there is no accountability. I am saying to you, we have to watch them very, very carefully over the next 90 days, because they intend to go past the March deadline. So far, it's the only government in history that has run this country for more than 5 years. The only government that has run this country for more than 5 years. And they intend to hold on as long as they can hold on. Somebody say that they want to draw extra 3 months' salaries. I don't know. Or they want to give their friends extra contracts. We have to watch that very carefully. And all Barbadians must be on their guard. You must be on your guard. I am saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that the time has come for us to put Barbados first. The time has come for us to put Barbados first. And we intend, under a new Barbados administration, to ensure that we have accountability. I have said many times ago that Barbadians need to have more accountability in their governments. This present government, first of all, they do not go to work. This present administration goes to work at least half an hour in every one day. We pledge that a new Barbados Labour Party under Mayor Mortley will not only be accountable, but we will work every day on your behalf. We will go to work every day on your behalf. Things will not be easy. And we do not promise you the pie and the sky. But we want to promise you honest governance. We want to promise you accountability. We want you to have confidence in a new Barbados Labour Party, because we always put the people first. I want to say to the people of St. Joseph, I know that you will elect Dale Marshall as your representative. I know that. But I want to say to the people across Barbados, rural Barbados, we will win. I want to say to the people in St. Michael and the urban parish in particular, the Barbados Labour Party will put a program in place especially for the people, the urban corridor, because we believe you deserve it. As we travel through urban Barbados, we see derelict buildings. We see potholes. We see garbage not being collected. We see all types of, in this year and all your Lord. I am saying to the people of Barbados that the Barbados Labour Party stands ready to rescue the people of this country. We stand ready to rescue the people of this country. The road is not going to be easy. The road is not going to be easy. But you have a duty. You have a duty to encourage your friends. You have a duty to encourage your children, your family, to get on board and support the Barbados Labour Party with Mayor Omar Mortley as the leader of this country. I want to say too that you cannot trust the Dems. You cannot trust the Dems. They're going to come to you with all types of money. We know that. We know they're going to come to you as though they have never existed. But I want to say to you that are we gluttons for punishment? Are you gluttons? I mean, we have suffered so much. We have suffered so much in the last 10 years. Do you think the Democratic Labour Party really deserve a chance again? I mean, we have to say no with your vote. You have to come out with your vote. You cannot take chances anymore because we know what is happening. I have spoken in Parliament about this. I have seen a minority persons who want to influence the election. You have to watch a minority group. A minority group, not necessarily business people, you know. You have to watch what is happening in this country. And that's why I have said that we need observers. As we look across in every constituency, the voters list is important. But the voters list have many problems, many discrepancies. All of you must make sure that your names are registered there. And we're going to make sure that it is there because we have found out last election, there are 3 of my people who wanted to vote but could not vote because their names were not on the final list. All of you must make sure your names are on the list, especially in the marginal constituency. As for me, I have won my last election by 1,200 votes. And I intend next election to win it by over 2,000. I want you to know, I intend to increase my majority because this may very well be my last campaign. I have been in this thing for 24 years. I have seen all. And we have won in St. George consecutively all the time. And we intend to win next time. And we will bring along, of course, the South as well. Yes, my dear. We will bring along the South. We will bring along the South as well. We intend to ensure that we check all of our names. That's why all of you must go out there and to make sure that your names are really on those lists. Persons above 18 years can vote. And despite how old you are, whether you have a problem, you have a disability or what, you can still vote. The people in the hospitals can vote. The people in the geriatric hospital can vote. In the nurses' home, bring them out. Especially in those marginal St. Michael constituency, we want your vote. And we want the people in areas like St. Joseph and St. George to go and help those people in this city area as well. We want you to use your phone, use the internet, because do not take it for granted because crapo will smoke your pipe. I want you to understand, if the Democratic Labour Party win this government again, civil servants will not get an increase again because they have not gotten it in 10 years. And if, perchance, because we know that what they're trying to do, if perchance this government happens to be, I really don't think, from what I can see, Barbadians have made up their mind already. From what I can see, Barbadians have made up their minds already. This government is just wasting time all the time. They are wasting your time. And we must tell them to get out the road. Get out the road and let me pass. Time has gone. The time has gone from the Democratic Labour Party. Tell them to leave office and let Mayor take over. Good afternoon. Thank you very much.